Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how I went from my bright red Ariel like fire engine red hair to this nice brown color that I'm obsessed with. So I'm going to just go over this whole process, just like a brief explanation of everything that I did. So I started out about a year ago. I had platinum blonde hair. I was getting really tired of having to bleach it all the time and damaging my hair, and I just wanted to grow my hair out. So I decided, let's go red. Big mistake. It was fun for like a year, but I started, I have another video where I go over how I went from blonde to red, and basically I was using ion dyes. I used a few different ones. It's further explained in that video if you're really interested. After that, I started using the ion red dye. It's their Brights dye. It's just called red, and it worked really well. It made my hair the shade that I want it to be, like the bright Ariel, you know, bright red, and it was really pretty, and I got a ton of compliments, and it was fun for a minute, but everything I own now is red. My pillows, my pillowcases, my sheets, my towels, everything turned red, even some of my clothes. So I was just getting really over, you know, having red hair. It's really a commitment. My hairdresser joked and was saying that it's like a marriage. Basically it is. I would have to color my hair. At first, when I first started, it was like once every 2 weeks at least. And then once I started using the Brights, it was probably about once a month just to keep up with my grow out. But I was still really tired of doing that. I just wanted something more natural. So I was wanting to go back to something close to my natural hair color, which is like a level 4 or 5. And it's really ashy. I haven't had my natural hair color all over my head in years. Before I started doing this whole other process, I washed it 4 times, like in the shower all at once, wash it, like lather, rinse, repeat, 4 times with Head and Shoulders and 1 time with Dawn dish soap. And it was still fucking red. Then I talked to my stylist some more, and I was like, dude, how am I gonna do this? Like, I really was hesitant on using a color remover because I didn't want to cause any damage to my hair. And she said it won't cause much damage at all, just use it. So she gave me one of her color removers. Let's get started and see where our story begins. I look like shit, I feel like shit, I've been sick for days, but I just wanted to show you the before of my hair. I have been washing it with Head and Shoulders, trying to get out as much of the red as possible, and we've got some good grow out going on. It's really greasy, I know, and it's pretty coppery. It's definitely darker underneath and up closer to my roots, because this is all like virgin hair that I'd put red on top of down to about here with my regrowth. So yeah, this is the before, and it's like coppery brown in the front and on the ends. I'm gonna start out with the Pravana color extractor. You do the shampoo first, and then you mix part 1 and part 2. So I'm gonna do the shampoo now, but I just want to show you what my hair looks like before I start. Okay guys, so I just went ahead and washed with the clarifying shampoo. I don't really notice a huge difference. It's just towel dry, so it's still pretty wet. So if there's any color difference, it's probably gonna be difficult to see. When I was using it in the shower, I saw that it was like washing out pink. Definitely could tell that when I use Head and Shoulders, it washes out a lot more color, but obviously this isn't the big step in this process. The next thing I'm going to be doing is mixing part 1 and part 2. There they are. And applying it to my hair with a bowl and a brush. Sorry, this video is super shitty. I'm sick, and I just want to show you guys what I'm actually doing, and then I'll film the nice part of the video later. But yeah, This should be the fun part. I'm basically gonna apply that all over my hair, put a cap on, blow dry it for 20 minutes, and then wash it out, and then we'll see what my hair looks like. Guys, I just got through with applying that Pravana color extractor to my hair in sections, obviously with a brush. Don't just try and slather it all over your head if you're gonna do this, which I don't advise you do this, go to a salon. But and then I put this cap on and blow dried it, you know, all over for 20 minutes. So I'm not gonna lie and say this stuff smells good. It smells horrible. Horrible. Like, if you can do this outside, highly recommend do it outside, because my whole house smells like farts after using this, and when it gets hot it smells even worse. But now I'm gonna take the bag off and we have a pink and orange mess. Oh my god, look at the cap. Okay, I'm gonna go shower and wash it out with the Pravana clarifying shampoo and probably cry a little bit, and then clean my house because it smells so fucking bad. I'm gonna have to light about 20 candles, but I'll show you what it looks like after I wash it out. Guys, sorry if you can hear my fan going, but it stinks to high heavens in my house and I need that smell to go away like now. I just washed it out twice with the Pravana shampoo, and I used Olaplex conditioner, the number 5, and then the Bond Smoother, number 6 after, and slightly underwhelmed. I feel like if I would have just continued to use Head and Shoulders like for a few more days, I probably would have gotten this result. Obviously my hair is still wet and not dry, so we can't really see it completely, but there is some lightening happening, but it's still red, like red. When I was in the shower I could see the ends and I'm like, well, that's red. So I'm debating, because I don't have any more of the Pravana product, getting a different color remover and doing it again, or using bleach. But I'm really scared to use bleach because I don't want to damage my hair. Yeah, I just don't know what to do. I don't know if a second color remover session is gonna really do much, but I also don't want to have bubblegum hair, so, and I can't live with fucking orange red hair forever. I just want to cry. I should have never gone red. Never go red. It's a nightmare. It was easier to go back to blonde from being black. Having black hair going blonde was easier than this. This is just a disappointment, like one disappointment after the next, and I just want to cry. I don't think that the color remover caused much damage, if any. When I was using the clarifying shampoo all 3 times, like the first time you use it and then the 2 times after, like when you're removing the product, your hair feels like straw. Disgusting, like straw. But after I put conditioner on and got out of the shower and put the Bond Smoother on, it feels fine. But just a warning, I was having a panic attack thinking that my hair was gonna fall out. So just so you know, let my hair air dry for a minute and we can see it's really not that much lighter. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do a bleach wash and try not to get my roots, because I don't want a complete hot mess. But yeah, we have some issues and I'm about 5 seconds away from just dyeing my hair black again. Someone help. So last night, after the color remover, I didn't see much of a change really. It basically looked like I had just washed my hair a few more times with the Head and Shoulders. So I contacted my stylist and I asked her what she thought the best option would be, if I should try another color remover because I ran out of the product with the Pravana one, or if I should do a bleach, or if I should do a bleach wash. And she suggested that bleach wash would probably be the best option. So I did that, and I tried not to get my roots. Like, I didn't touch my roots. So you can see on top, like, I barely got my roots. But like near the middle of my head, the bleach just like seeped through and got on my roots. So my roots are partially grown out and partially yellow. And then my ends are like this orangey pink coral color. So that's where I had been platinum previously, and it's lifting because, you know, it's the color is coming off of the bleach easier. And then that mid shaft area where it's bright fucking red was where I dyed over virgin hair. So like where it's a little bit darker, that's where I first was using the Ion. It was like a 6 and a 7 mix of their red color, and it wasn't bright enough, so I went with the brights. So then at the top part, like closer to my grow out, you see that it is that bright, see, like right, it's like this is the darker area and that's the lighter area. That's where I was using brights on my virgin grow out. So I've been freaking out. My hair looks like a popsicle or like ketchup and mustard, and I'm just like, should I just dye my hair all over like a dark brown? Like, I'm fine with that. I'm honestly like, it's okay. I've accepted the fact that this is not coming out because I don't want to bleach it again, just because my hair is healthy at this point, but I can tell that if I bleach it one more time, it's gonna turn into like bubblegum hair. And I could just bleach the mid shaft, but I'm so scared. Like, I'd rather just go dark than try to bleach this shit out at this point. So I told my stylist all of that, and last night she suggested that I use an all over, because she'd originally suggested that I bleach just the like mid shaft, the red part, and I was like, I can't, I'm too freaked out to do this. So she suggested that I do a toner all over in like a 5, like a neutral toner in a level, like a 5 level. And then over the top of that, do something ashy, but make sure it's not too ashy because I don't want to turn like green or some weird colors. But I messaged her this morning. So that was last night. I messaged her this morning and I was like, I can't do this. Like, I'm about to color my hair all over dark brown because I would rather have healthy hair and have it not be my ideal color than have unhealthy hair in the color that is close or is actually what I want. Because at this point, maybe we could get to the, like, I wanted like a neutral, like close to my natural hair color with like blonde balayage highlights, just something that's gonna be easier to grow out. But if it's gonna damage my hair to get there, then it's kind of counterintuitive. Like, if it's gonna cause more damage to get close to my natural than to just go a little bit darker, I'd rather just go darker. So anyway, my stylist is an angel and she has an opening at 11:30 today, so it's about 10:30 and I'm gonna head in there shortly. And she says she's gonna fix me temporarily until she can get me in for my actual appointment, because my appointment is 3 weeks from now. But I'm like, I can't. Like, it's wet. I slept with coconut oil, Olaplex number 3 and 6 on it, and still a little bit of the conditioner on it as well. And I had to wash it this morning before I go see her. I'm just speechless. Like, if I would have known. The reason I went red was to stop myself from bleaching my hair. And the fact that I didn't bleach my hair, like my virgin hair, where it's bright red right now, really fucked me. Because if I would have done that, then it would have all lifted evenly and I wouldn't have this fucking band. But I know my stylist will be able to help. I just, honestly, at this point, I just want to go dark. Like, you guys, I just can't believe, I'm sure so many people are gonna laugh at me for this. I did everything that I should have done. I was advised by a stylist the whole time. So we were just trying to get my hair closer to what we wanted it to be before I went in to see her. Don't want it to look like this. Fucking condiment head over here. Oh, it's horrible. Never go red. Like, I'm never going red again, ever. I'll update you guys on what it looks like after I see her and all the goings on there. So should be fun. Should be interesting. All right, guys, this is the finished product. Basically what she ended up doing was she used like 5 different colors of toners and put them throughout my hair in different steps to basically try and get as much of an even color as possible. I wanted it a little bit lighter on the end, so that's why it's not all the same color all over, but we got pretty friggin' close to my natural color. My natural color is probably closer to like what the ends are. I'm really satisfied with how it turned out. Like I said, it's a little bit darker than I expected, but I love it. I love having dark hair. I think it looks great on me. But hang on, something's off. Something's just a little bit weird. Just hold on. There we go. I figured it out. I did my extensions too. I had been considering buying a new set just because this set is pretty old and I need a new set anyway, but I was like, let's do some experimentation. So yeah, I was able to match them pretty well, I think. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's not what I had in mind originally. I wanted like a lighter balayage thing going on, but this is what we have, and it's easier to match extensions with when it's not balayage. Balayage is kind of a pain in the ass to match extensions with. So yeah, I'm super happy with how it turned out. My natural hair and my extensions. With the natural hair, like I was saying, she mixed together like 4 or 5 different toners, and then we washed it and she did a deep condition and it wasn't as dark as it needed to be. So she did another all over toner and I spent, I think, about 4 or 5 hours at her salon. And that's pretty typical for me. I have a lot of hair and I usually want to do crazy stuff or stuff that takes a lot of time. So I'm usually at the salon for like 5 hours at a whack. She also trimmed it, so it's a lot healthier. She worked all of her magic to try and get my hair to somewhat blend. And then I came home and for the past like 4 days, I've been trying to get the shade of my extensions right. My stylist said, go to Sally's, get a toner and do that on your extensions. Sally's doesn't have toners that aren't fucking for ash blonde hair. They only have dyes. So I was like, you know what? I was already planning on getting a new set of extensions anyway. If I completely destroy these, it's gonna be okay. So I'm just gonna get a dye at this point. I had been there for half an hour waiting for this woman who was standing right in front of where I needed to be, continuing to talk to a worker there about something completely irrelevant, just standing in my way for 30 minutes. And I felt like the inner Karen, I need to speak with the manager, was about to burst out into flames. So yeah, I hate going to Sally's. I try to stay away from her as much as possible, but since I am not a licensed hairstylist, I can't go to places like Cosmoprof or any of the professional shops. So I'm stuck with Sally's. So anyway, I finally get to looking at the dyes and I'm looking at Wella dyes. I finally pick out what I wanted. I got a level 5, I think it was BC in Wella. And it ended up being a gel dye, which was different. I'd never worked with a gel dye before. I've worked with cream and liquid, but never gel, so that was interesting. It was like the same concept though. I got home, I went ahead and washed my extensions with Head and Shoulders 3 times and Dawn dish soap 1 time. A lot of color came out. A lot of color came out. It was freaky watching. In my sink, it looked like I had murdered someone. Every single time, more and more color would come out. And I did notice that with Head and Shoulders, it pulls a lot more color than Dawn dish soap. So fun fact, if you're trying to get out red that way, use Head and Shoulders. It lightened a bit. It was still red. So I let it dry overnight, and then I went ahead and put on that dye. I had to get 2 boxes, and I think I mixed it with level 10 developer. So I slathered it all over my hair. I let it sit for about 45 minutes once all of them were covered, and then I went ahead and washed it out. I let it dry again, and it was very warm. It was really pretty, but it was not gonna match my hair. It was like a brown plum chocolate. It was super pretty, like gorgeous color, but I'm like, I don't want my hair to be that color. It's not gonna match. So I had to go back to Sally's and deal with that nightmare again. Thankfully, the second time it wasn't as bad. There were some interesting characters in there, but nobody was like really rude. But every time I check out there, I tell like the person like, thank you, have a great day, and rarely do they actually say back to me. Like one woman was just like, here you go, and I was like, thank you so much, have a great day. Didn't say anything. Like, okay, fuck me, I guess. I went back to the Wella dye and I found a color that I thought was gonna be perfect, but they only had 3 boxes, and I was like, I know I'm gonna need 4 because it was in the liquid dye, and that the bottles are a lot smaller and it doesn't go as far, in my opinion, as like a cream or a gel. So I'm like, I know that I'm gonna need like 4 boxes. So I'm like trying to figure out, okay, do I want to go to a different shade? Do I want to mix 2 colors? What 2 colors do I want to mix? I got 2 bottles of a 5A, so like a 5 ash. And then I got 2 bottles of 6 AA, so like super ashy. And I went ahead and mixed that all together with level 10. I did it in 2 separate batches. So I did 1 batch with the 5A and 6 AA and developer, and then a second batch with 1 5A and 1 6 AA. So it was like the same thing twice. I just didn't want to mix it all up at once, just because it's a lot at once. I threw that on, let it sit for 45 minutes again, and washed it out and let it dry. And finally this morning I looked at it and I'm like, oh my god, it's finally to a point where it's gonna work. So I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's pretty fucking close to my hair color. So I'm pretty proud of myself for navigating that nightmare at Sally's and being able to get my extensions to match this hair color. With all of its different shades, we still have, it's a little bit more like plum in this section, and like I was saying, a little bit ashy on the bottom and darker on top. But guys, it's not red, and that is all that matters. And it's actually pretty healthy. From the bleach wash, I did have some damage that I noticed, but I killed it with Olaplex products. Highly recommend, as always. Olaplex has saved my life so many times because I can't keep the same hair color. Hopefully I can now for a minute, but yeah, definitely use Olaplex if you're gonna do anything to your hair. And the moral of the story here, guys, is it's better to go to or at least consult a stylist than doing it yourself. If I could go back in time, I wouldn't have gone red. I mean, I can't go back in time, and I probably still would have gone red because that's just who I am, but knowing what I know now, I probably would have stuck it out with blonde and gotten a more natural balayage, just waited, but I am impatient and waiting is not in my vocabulary. I don't know what patience means. So yeah, basically don't use ion dyes, and if you need to go red, really think about it really hard, like really hard before you do it, because once you go red, you never get it the fuck out of your hair. And yeah, talk to your stylist. At least talk to your stylist. You know, go in for like a consultation, or if you have a friend that's a stylist, you know, ask some questions and see if they'll help you out, because 9 times out of 10, they'd rather you talk to them before you do it than you do it and having to come into the salon and be like, oops, I fucked up my hair. Color corrections can get really expensive, so just go to a stylist, guys. Like, unless you want to risk it, don't risk it for the biscuit on this one. It's your hair. Unless you want to wear a wig, or like me, and wear extensions 24/7. I'm really satisfied with how it turned out. I think it looks fucking great. I think it looks awesome. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you have any questions. If you are going through the same thing, I'd love to hear about it. And please go ahead and like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram at Blaze McKenna. I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.